Hey everyone, today we're going to tackle English tenses, but I want you to forget about boring grammar charts and endless memorization. Think of this as a fascinating system, a tool that lets you talk about time, moving between the past, the present, and the future with total precision. Let's dive in. So, for a lot of us, English tenses feel like this giant, confusing puzzle, right? You've got 12 different pieces, and it feels like none of them really fit together. Why are there so many, and how in the world are you supposed to know which one to use? Okay, let's start with a classic. Which one of these sounds right to you? Or could they both be right? This kind of question is exactly where the confusion kicks in. But don't you worry, because by the end of this, you're not only going to know the answer, you're going to understand why it's the answer. If you hesitated there for a second, you are definitely not alone. It is tricky, but you know what? It's only tricky because the simple logic behind it all hasn't been revealed yet, and that's exactly what we're here to do. It is time to crack the code. We're about to pull back the curtain and show you the simple, almost elegant system that controls all 12 tenses, and I promise, once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. So here is the absolute most important takeaway. You do not need to memorize 12 separate complicated rules. Nope. All you need to learn is how to combine two very simple ideas. And here they are. I want you to think of it like a recipe. Every single tense has just two ingredients. First, you pick a time. That's the easy part. Past, present, or future. Second, you choose an aspect. Now, the aspect is the real secret sauce here. It just describes the kind of action we're talking about. Is it a simple fact? Is it an ongoing process? Or is it something that connects different moments in time? And this is what puts it all together so beautifully. This is the tense matrix. This is your map, your cheat sheet to the entire system. Every tense is just one box where a time and an aspect intersect. You take past, you add simple, boom, you get I walked. You take present, you add continuous, you get I am walking. It really is that straightforward. So let's start building our understanding with the first block. We'll kick things off with the two most common aspects you're going to see, simple and continuous. I love this analogy. Think of the simple aspect like a snapshot from a camera. Click! It's a single, completed fact. The runner crossed the finish line. Done. The continuous aspect, on the other hand, is like a video. It shows the action in progress. You see the movement, the duration. You see her running, breathing, pushing towards the finish line. So, when you say, he runs a marathon, that's a fact about him. It's a snapshot of his ability. Or maybe it's a habit he has. But when you say, he is running a marathon, you're putting us right there in the action with him, watching the video unfold. Okay, quick check-in time. Based on what we just went over, is this statement true or false? Think about that snapshot versus video idea. What do you think? That is going to be a big false. Remember, habits are like facts. They're snapshots that just repeat over and over. So for that, we use the present simple. She drinks coffee every morning. The continuous is for the video, the action happening right now. She is drinking coffee. All right, so we've got snapshots and videos down. Now, let's add the next layer. And this is where things get really cool, the perfect tenses. These are all about building bridges through time. The perfect aspect is basically your own personal time machine. It connects an action from the past to a later time, which is usually the present. The focus isn't on when it happened, but on the result, or the relevance it has now. So if I say I have lost my keys, the losing happened in the past, but the result is that I can't get in my house right now. That's the important part. So what's the difference between perfect and perfect continuous? This example just nails it. I have painted the room focuses on the finished result. It's done. Look, a beautiful new room. But I have been painting the room focuses on the duration of the activity. It tells the story of why I'm tired and have paint in my hair. The emphasis is all on the process. Let's test this concept. We've got two actions here, both in the past, my arrival and the train's departure. Which tense do you use to show that one of those past actions happened before the other one? The answer is had left. The past perfect is the ideal tool for sequencing past events. It's like a signpost for the person you're talking to, telling them, hey, pay attention, this first thing happened even before the second thing I'm about to mention. Okay, we have officially covered all the aspects. Now let's put everything together. and look at a couple of common sticking points, especially when we start to talk about the future. Talking about the future in English is all about your intention. We often use will for a spontaneous decision, one you make at the moment of speaking. Like, you know what? I'll have the salad. Going to is for a plan you've already decided on. Like, I'm going to visit my brother this weekend. And the present continuous, that's perfect for fixed arrangements, especially with other people. We are flying to Paris tomorrow. The tickets are booked. It's happening. Okay, here's a very common mistake. When you have a time clause, using a word like when or if or after to talk about the future, what happens to the verb? The correct answer is arrive. This is a simple but super important rule to remember. In these future time clauses, we always use the present simple, not a future form. So it's I will call you when I arrive. So we've seen how the whole system works. The final step, really, is moving from consciously thinking about these rules to just using them instinctively, like a reflex. And now we can finally go back to that very first question. And the truth is, both sentences can be correct, but they mean slightly different things. I have waited just states the waiting is a completed action. It's a fact. But I have been waiting. That emphasizes the duration, the process. You can almost feel the impatience in that sentence. You now have the tools to understand that subtle but really powerful difference. In the end, this isn't just about passing a grammar test. It's about expressing yourself with precision. It's about being able to tell your story, share your experiences, and explain your plans with confidence. We've given you the map to navigating time, so the only question left is, where are you going to go with it?